Gadadhari Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yamunatiravanachari Jai Kunja Bihari Yashoda Munatiravanachari Jai Kunja Bihari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamunatiravanachari Jai Kunja Bihari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamunatiravanachari Jai Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jai Kunja Bihari Vallabha Girivaradhari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe Jaya Jagannatha Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadramaya Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadramaya Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Yugadharma Shila Harinam Sankirtana ki Srila Prabhupada ki Samved Gaura Bhaktavinda ki Tai Gaur Premanande Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiret Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Ruttamaśloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 26. King Puranjan goes to the forest to hunt. Text number 22. Paramo anugraho dando Britteshu prabhunarpita Balo na veda tattanvi Bandhukrityam amarshana Paramo anugraho dando Britteshu prabhunarpita Balo na veda tattanvi Bandhukrityam amarshana Paramo anugraho dando Brityeshu prabhunarpita Balo na veda tattanvi Bandhukrityam amarshana Teshu Prabhunarpita Balo na Veda Tattvanvi Bandhu Krityama Marsha. The Matajis Ramana Vigraha Dando Teshu Prabhunarpita Word to word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Parama Supreme Anugraha Mercy Danda Punishment Vrityeshu upon the servants Prabhuna by the Master Arpita awarded Balaha foolish Na does not Veda no Tat that Tanvi O slender maiden Bandhu Krityam the duty of a friend Amarshana angry. Translation. My dear slender maiden, when a master chastises his servant, the servant should accept this as great mercy. One who becomes angry must be very foolish not to know that such is the duty of his friend. Purport. It is said that when a foolish man is instructed in something very nice, he generally cannot accept it. Indeed, he actually becomes angry. Such anger is compared to the poison of a serpent. For when a serpent is fed milk and bananas, its poison actually increases. Instead of becoming merciful or sober, the serpent increases its poisonous venom when fed nice foodstuffs. Similarly, when a fool is instructed, he does not rectify himself but actually becomes angry. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrachatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha Hare Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyev cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Mukam karoti vachalam pangulangayate girim Yet kripaha tamaham vande Shri Gurun Dinatarinam. Hare Krishna. So before I start speaking on this verse, I seek the blessings of His Grace Anandamai Pr and all the assembled Vaishnavas so that I can glorify Srimad Bhagavatam for my purification of heart. So in this particular section we are discussing Narada Muni instructing King Prachina Barishad through the story of King Puranjan. He wanted to protect King Prachina Barshit from fruity activities. So he is telling this allegorical story wherein uh, here King Puranjan goes for hunting, and he is compared to the conditioned soul, and before that he meets the lady, and there he gets attracted. So the conditioned soul is means Puranjan is compared with the conditioned soul, and that lady is compared with the contaminated intelligence. So here when King Puranjan goes for hunting in the forest, and he kills lot of animals, and later when he comes back, so he sees that the queen is angry with him. So in that particular situation, here King Puranjan is telling. So in the previous verse also, the he is trying to flatter her, and here it is mentioned that when a master accepts the servant as his own man but does not punish him for his offenses, the servant must be considered unfortunate. So here the dealings of master and servant are being discussed in this particular section. And in this verse it is being mentioned that when a master chastises the servant should accept it as great mercy. And if some servant becomes angry, he should be considered as very foolish. So there are uh, four types of servants or disciples. So one type of disciple, he understands the mood of the spiritual master. So here we are going to discuss initially something about the relationship of spiritual master and disciple. So uh, the first class disciple is one who understands the heart or the mood of the spiritual master and follows the instructions even without being instructed. The second class disciple is one who follows the instructions, means when it is mentioned or when is instructed. The third class disciple is one who, uh, after being repeatedly told, he follows. Hmm. The fourth class disciple is one who, even after being repeatedly instructed, does not follow the instructions. He neglects the instructions. So most of us, means we cannot. Uh, it is difficult for us to be first class disciple to directly understand the mood or the heart of the spiritual master and follow. But at least we can endeavor to be second class disciples. Whatever instructions are given, one should try to sincerely execute those instructions. So the success of spiritual life depends on, Prabhupada many times mentions, depends on executing the instructions of spiritual master. How sincerely a disciple fulfills the desires of the spiritual master. So, Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha gurunandana baushaka hi anantasya buddhaya vyavasayana. So one should endeavor to follow the instructions of the spiritual master with one pointed attention, with great determination. So Prabhupada mentions that he, uh, like the commentary of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur on this particular verse, wherein Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur mentions that one should take the instructions of one's spiritual master as one's life and soul. So we see Srila Prabhupada how he has taken the instructions of his spiritual master as his life and soul. In the very first meeting, Prabhupada was instructed by his guru, Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, that you are a young man, why don't you take these teachings of Bhagavad Gita in the Western world, and why don't you teach this in English language in the Western world, right? So we see that Prabhupada took that instruction to his heart and he sincerely endeavored to follow it. Although means it took him in the sense when he was instructed when he was a grihastha. So later when Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur left, 1936, and eventually when Prabhupada took sannyas and he was in Vrindavan, Delhi and all. So in 1965 actually Prabhupada went to West. But all those years Prabhupada was still meditating on this instruction. And when the right opportunity came, Prabhupada actually went to West. Right? So sometimes one may delay the following the instruction, but one should never forget the instruction. So, so we can understand that how sincerely Prabhupada has taken that instruction, right? Same way Prabhupada was also instructed that on the banks of Radhakund that whenever you get money, you print books. So Prabhupada, it is said that he was told this instruction along with many other disciples also were there around Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. So we see that Prabhupada how sincerely he has taken that instruction. So the basis of the entire ISKCON movement is actually based on these two instructions, right? That how Prabhupada has sincerely taken these two instructions of his spiritual master, right? And what is the result of uh, following that instructions? The manifestation is ISKCON for the first instruction, and the second instruction is Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, right? So that is a manifestation of his sincerity, right? So we can see that how even if one disciple, one sincere disciple takes the instruction of his guru so sincerely, how much the whole world can get benefited, right? So in this month specifically, we are focusing on book distribution, Srila Prabhupada book distribution marathon. So especially we try to distribute Bhagavad Gitas to everyone, all various books of Prabhupada. So we'll try to discuss on the importance of book distribution so that we can try to fulfill the instructions of spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada specifically. So we see that Prabhupada said that this BBT, Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, should always run. And it is actually a separate trust because Prabhupada said even if in case ISKCON closes, if BBT, now if it runs, so if it publishes books, somebody will study those books and again start ISKCON. Prabhupada had that faith. And we actually see that many people who buy Prabhupada books, actually even though they never come in contact with any devotees, they start chanting. And many times there are even people who started chanting 16 rounds just by reading Prabhupada books without physical association. In that sense, they are getting the Vani association of Prabhupada. So that is elevating them. But still, without any physical association also, so much of advancement they are able to make. That's why Prabhupada also many times says that what your 2 minutes of preaching will do. No, you distribute these books and so many people will get benefited. So we see that sometimes we get doubt that when we distribute books, will people actually read and will they get benefited? Sometimes the person who purchased may not read, but somebody else actually may get benefited. So there's a story of one person who purchased this Perfection of Yoga book in airport, and he was traveling from one city to another in a car. So on the way, in between there was kind of forest. So suddenly his car broke down and he had to stop. Then he was searching for somebody to help. He saw that nearby some smoke was coming. So he went and found that there was somebody doing some meditation kind of thing there. So he asked his help, and uh, so he came and he said, I know how to repair, and he actually repairs. So he thought, what should I give to this person? Thought, okay, this book Perfection of Yoga is best suited for this person. So then he gave that book, and that person actually no, read that book and joined ISKCON temple. So we see that although no, the person who purchased it did not read, but actually it went in the right hands. So ultimately we should understand we are just instruments in the hands of Krishna. Krishna has a plan. So these books are like time bomb. No, time bomb, anytime it can explode, right? So sometimes I have heard stories where some in some houses they had purchased Bhagavad Gita 20 years back, and some grandfather purchased. The grandson read that book and became brahmachari, right? After 20 years or so. Okay, so it took so much time, but eventually, no, it manifested. So also, we should have faith that definitely this knowledge will transform people's hearts. We see in this verse Tadvag Visargo Janataga Viplavo Esmin Pratishlokam Abadhavatapi Namananantasya Shokintyani Srinmanti Gayanti Grananti Sadava. So in this verse it is mentioned that even though the transcendental literatures, if they are not properly composed, they can bring about revolution in the hearts of impious souls. Okay, so Prabhupada very humbly writes in the purport that actually his commentaries, purports may not be proper, but because it is glorification of the Lord, it can bring about a change. So Prabhupada, when he went to Russia, we see that he preached to that one Russian boy, uh, His Grace Anand Shanti Prabhu, for 2 days, and while leaving he gave that Bhagavad Gita in English language to that boy, and he told that you translate this in Russian language and try to distribute it. So although it was very difficult in the sense in the communist country to distribute books, they would imprison a person if anybody is distributing any religious books, right? So, but still that person, Anushanti Prabhu, very sincerely got it translated and tried to distribute. So we see that because of his sincere endeavor, uh, thousands and thousands of people got Bhagavad Gita, and eventually now we see that there are more than 1 lakh devotees in Russia. So it is said that majority of this actually became devotees because of getting the Bhagavad Gita in Russian language. So although Prabhupada gave that one Gita, but actually we can see that no, that was translated, and thousands and thousands of people got benefited. So we should understand that these literatures are not some ordinary books. Uh, these books are not different from Krishna. Okay, so these are the words of Krishna. So they are free from the 4 defects. Okay, so the Vedas are actually coming from Krishna, from the breathing of Krishna. And this transcendental knowledge is given Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikave. Lord Brahma, initially in the disciplic succession, is taught this transcendental knowledge. And through the disciplic succession, this knowledge transmits. Uh, so Srila Prabhupada, who is coming in the Brahma Gaudiya Sampradaya, so he gave us the same knowledge which Krishna wants to teach all of us. Okay, and this is completely free from any four defects. Okay, so we see that when Srila Prabhupada actually went to the West, he saw that there are so many versions of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so he said that what is the difference between those Bhagavad Gitas and this Bhagavad Gita? He said that none of those Bhagavad Gitas could actually transform the hearts of people. Means make them free from sinful activities. Actually, generally, we think that Bhagavad Gita is meant for sloka recitation. Like recently, I have been meeting some people. Most of the people in schools, even if they teach Bhagavad Gita, their mode is that, okay, they have to teach some slokas. Okay, that is also important. But more than that is actually application of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, Prabhupada actually taught us how to apply Bhagavad Gita in our lives. Because learning the slokas also, yeah, definitely, because it is transcendental sound, it helps us. But actually, when you apply the teachings in your life, you understand how Bhagavad Gita is relevant to your life, and you actually apply that in your life, then it actually transforms our life, right? Otherwise, it is more for only competitions, right? So most of the Bhagavad Gitas, they have only shloka and translation, and many times the translation is also wrong, uh, because it is not as per the parampara. But the speciality of Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita is, it is not only having translation, but it also has purport, which explains how this is very relevant for all of us in our lives. Okay, so that's why when Srila Prabhupada taught this Bhagavad Gita in the West, and also when devotees started distributing this Bhagavad Gita in the West, because of that, millions of people got transformed. We see that within the short period of 10 years, Srila Prabhupada could establish Krishna consciousness all over the world, more than 108 temples. So it is not easy to make people devotees of Krishna. Even in India, we are seeing that it is difficult, and not to speak of West, right? So because Prabhupada taught this Bhagavad Gita as it is, he wrote this as it is, and he taught it as it is, so people got transformed. So we should understand this, that these transcendental literatures are not different from Krishna. So when you are actually giving a person a book, Srila Prabhupada's book, you are actually giving him Krishna. Okay, a person is coming in contact with Krishna. So during book distribution, when you actually make a person touch the transcendental literatures, actually he is getting free from so many sinful reactions, and at least he will get a human form of life in next life, because of touching the transcendental literature. So once His Holiness Devamrita Swami Maharaj went to book distribution in Bombay, he said when he saw devotees distributing books, he said, actually I was seeing so many animals who are going to be born next life as animals, they are getting transformed to human beings. No, he was having that realization that so many people are going to get benefited because of this. Uh, but actually, not only touching, but if you can make people take this Bhagavad Gita and make people actually study this, then their house and their whole family will actually get transformed. So we see many stories of people who were most sinful got transformed. So one Mataji was distributing books in the foreign countries, and in the train, so one person uh, was very envious. So when she gave the book, so he took the book and threw it on the ground, and he caught her by hair and he threw her out of the train. So she got injured. But he somehow took that book and kept in his bag. So when he went back to his home, the maid took that book and she kept it in the shelf. So after some time, that person, actually his wife died and children left home, and he was completely frustrated in life. He thought, what is this life all about? So he thought, let me commit suicide. But he thought that before I commit suicide, I should read something. So he saw through the shelf and then he thought, "Oh, okay, let me read this." So what he took was Bhagavad Gita. So when he started reading, so he liked it so much that whole night he started, reading, and he completely got transformed. So much he got transformed that he thought that, uh, no, I should dedicate my life for distributing this knowledge. So then he joined a temple, ISKCON temple, and started distributing Bhagavad Gita. So after 1 year or so, he went to some festival, and there he saw that same Mataji, whom he previously heard. So when he went to her and offered Sashtang Pranam, full dandavats. So she was transformed. So he was transformed and she was shocked. Who is this? Then he told what happened. There was one more person in Bombay. He was a drunkard, and his what we call he would get great inspiration from Dawood Ibrahim and try to follow in his footsteps. So one devotee saw the potential in him. He thought, I should change him so that he can do great service to Prabhupada. So he tried to give him prasadam, and he tried to make him read Prabhupada books. So for 6 months, that person didn't stop drinking. Still he was drinking, but devotee was very determined. So after 6 months, he gave up drinking, and then he started reading Prabhupada books, started chanting. So that devotee actually got so much transformed. In Bombay, he alone manages one huge Jagannath Rath Yatra now after that. So much transformation. So like this, we can go on telling so many stories of transformation. But the important thing is that we all should also make endeavor to distribute these books. So when a patient would like to tell that the medicines are good, when actually the medicine works, right? And he is seeing that there is transformation, means the disease is gone by that medicine. So same way, when we study Prabhupada books ourselves and see that how they are transforming our lives. Raja Vidya Raja Guhyam Pavitramadam Uttamam Pratyakshavagamam Dharmam Susukam Kartam Avyam. So this is the king of all knowledge. We should not be shy. Many times devotees are shy to distribute books. They think that if I show this, if I distribute, what people will think, what will be my image. They'll think that I am salesman, or I am something like that, Babaji or something. So we are afraid, or we are also thinking that if my friends or if my relatives see, what will they think, right? So actually we should be fearless, because we are distributing the best of knowledge. This is the king of all knowledge. So why we should be fearful, right? So we should actually tell that I am giving you the best gift which you ever received, right? So why there should be no fear to distribute, right? And every devotee should actually take some target to please Srila Prabhupada. Okay. So actually when when we every day offer obeisances to Srila Prabhupada, we should actually pray to Prabhupada that please give me the intelligence and strength to distribute your books. Okay? So by Prabhupada's mercy, we will be able to distribute. So Prabhupada, we see that uh, during Prabhupada's times, Prabhupada would say that whichever temple would distribute maximum books, I will come there. Right? Right? And Prabhupada very much pushed book distribution, individually or collectively. So we should always feel that uh, actually Prabhupada would always ask reports. Okay, what is the book distribution score? Right? If he got good report, he would be very happy, smiling. So every day when we offer obeisance to Prabhupada, actually in one sense Prabhupada is asking, okay, what you did today or what you did yesterday in my service, right? So we should actually try to every day do some sincere service in Prabhupada's mission, so that actually we can report to Srila Prabhupada. His Holiness Bhakti Tirth Swami Maharaj, he would actually every day write a diary where he would do some offering to Srila Prabhupada. He would write that Srila Prabhupada, in your service today, I could distribute this many books or read like that, and he would seek his mercy and blessings. So that way, if we do, actually even our connection with Srila Prabhupada will become stronger, and also we get more and more blessings of Srila Prabhupada. Okay, so actually Srila Prabhupada book distribution marathon uh, can help us to uh, actually dedicate ourselves more and more in the mission of Srila Prabhupada, and become more attached to Srila Prabhupada. So when once His Grace Burijan Prabhu gave some donation, very small amount, Prabhupada was very happy. When His Holiness Tamal Krishna Maharaj, I think, gave around $10,000, Prabhupada was not happy. So His Grace Burijan Prabhu said that I gave small, but you were happy. But Tamal Krishna Maharaj gave big, still you are not happy. So Prabhupada said his capacity is more. So he gave very less. So same way, uh, actually each of us has certain talents, skills, and certain capacity to engage in the service of Srila Prabhupada. So it is said that Krishna doesn't see what we have offered. Krishna sees what we have not offered. So in a similar way, Prabhupada is actually seeing how much we are willing to offer our body, mind and words in this service. Okay. So each of us have certain capacity to serve, right? So we should try our best to give our time, energy, body, words in His service, right? So especially in this month, we have wonderful opportunity to uh, engage ourselves in this most amazing service. So book distribution actually gives us lot of realizations if we are looking for them. If you are sincerely trying to serve, it can give you a lot of realizations. So once His Grace Bhima Prabhu was telling that it can give us Paramatma realization, that how Paramatma is actually arranging everything for us. So when we actually sincerely go out for distribution, Paramatma arranges sincere souls who are seeking Krishna. Okay? And then when you actually approach them, Paramatma from their heart tells you, take this book. Right? So we are just instruments in their hands. So I remember once I went to one bus stop for book distribution. So while going, I kept Bhagavad Gita in bag. And when I was nearing the bus stand, so I got a thought that I should open the zip of the bag. I was holding the bag so that even while walking, people can see and they may take it. So I just opened the zip and I started walking. In one step, one person saw and said, I want this. Immediately paid and took the Gita. So I was shocked because until then I was not getting this thought that I have to show, open the zip. The moment I got that thought and just walked 1 2 steps, immediately person took. Then I understood that, oh, this is Krishna's arrangement. This is Krishna's plan. That here one person is going to come who is really, he wants a Gita. So you open this zip, right? So, uh, and also when you actually keep moving place to place and meeting different people, we actually sometimes get nice, means people actually praise us also, and sometimes people actually chastise us also. So in that sense, we get, uh, we can actually train ourselves to not be affected by the dualities. And actually we get purified. If we take it in proper spirit, we can get purified from our false ego. Okay? So, in this way, actually, book distribution can give us lot of realizations. Also, you can see practically how so many people in this world are suffering because of lack of Krishna consciousness. And actually, you can also understand that if we can share this knowledge, so many people can get benefited. So, in this month, we have wonderful opportunity to become instruments in the hands of Srila Prabhupada and Krishna. So all of us should individually and collectively take some targets and try to fulfill that targets also every day. Like in this world, people take target of getting into IIT or cracking some exams and getting jobs and so many things. Uh, so for materialistic goals, we see that people are very determined, right? So why not for pleasing Srila Prabhupada, right? So we take a target not to fulfill our false ego, but to please Srila Prabhupada, so that this knowledge can be shared with more and more people. So in Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada says that the definition of violence is that not to share, uh, and not to share the transcendental message with others, the transcendental knowledge with others. Because when you see, actually, Prabhupada says that when a house is on fire and you see that somebody is burning and you know how to save them and you don't save them, that is also violence. So, same way people are suffering in the threefold miseries. They are burning in this material world. And you have the medicine or the knowledge by which you can save them. But if you don't actually do that, then you are actually committing violence. So one devotee, when he was distributing books in one railway station, so he saw that one person was sitting on bench, and he thought that this person is very sad and he will not take book. What is the use of going to him? So he didn't go to that person. So after some time, one train was coming there, and that same person actually jumped and committed suicide in front of the train. So then later this devotee felt very bad that at least if I could have shown him this Bhagavad Gita, maybe he would have changed his mind, or at least by touching he would have got some benefit, right? So, and it is true that at every second in this world, people are dying, right? Somewhere or other. And they are not getting the opportunity to become Krishna conscious, right? So, we are fortunate that somebody gave us this transcendental knowledge and we are saved. So, in a similar way, we should also try to share this knowledge with others so that others also get saved. Hmm. So here in ISKCON Hyderabad, we have wonderful example of His Grace Anandmai Pr. Prabhuji has been instructed by Srila Prabhupada to get all the books, his books translated in Telugu and get it distributed. So from the last 50 years, Prabhuji has been sincerely doing this. Perfect example of disciple, perfect disciple. So more than 13 lakhs Bhagavad Gitas got distributed from this temple, from BBT, and more than more than 54 lakhs total, 56, more than 56 lakhs Prabhupada books. This is in Telugu, but other languages obviously. But we can see that His Grace Anandamayi Pr is only in sense one sincere disciple, and because of his sincerity, although nobody was there to help, in the sense when he joined here, hardly, means there were a few devotees, but eventually hardly anybody was there. But still he got it translated, although he doesn't know Telugu language. And then he got it printed, he got it distributed. Personally, he would lift the boxes and do a lot of service for Srila Prabhupada. So he considers that these books are more valuable than golden biscuits, because golden biscuits are just temporary, right? But this transcendental knowledge can actually save a person's save person life after life, right? No more birth only, right? This is the most valuable knowledge, wisdom. So we are very fortunate to have Prabhuji amongst us. So we should take inspiration from Prabhuji to actually study Prabhupada books and also distribute these books, so that people actually get benefited. They are reading so many useless things, okay, and they are also not understanding. We read so many books from school, college, right? 90% is actually in one sense not applicable only. We don't remember also. Hardly 10% or even less. But this knowledge is actually most practical, most transforming knowledge. If you actually start applying it, nothing is impractical, okay? And it's not that the syllabus changes. What we read 10 years back or 20 years back, we see that everything is changing, right? But this knowledge never changes. So, and this is applicable life after life, means it is applicable always, eternally. So that's why this is the best knowledge. So we should be very grateful that Srila Prabhupada wrote with so much endeavor, sleeping hardly 3-4 hours, and he also gave this instruction for all of us, so that we can benefit ourselves and benefit all the world. Thank you very much. Roji, would you like to add something? Roji, you can share. Give the mic.
So thank you for emphasizing the importance of the books of Srila Prabhupada and the book distribution. His Guru Maharaj also had emphasized the same, that he was telling that the Sankirtan can be heard 1 block away. The sound vibration Hare Krishna can be heard 1 block away in the city, but when we distribute books, as you have also given many examples, these books can reach anywhere in the city or even outside the city. And Prabhupada compared these books to time bombs. A time bomb is some explosive that is not exploding immediately, but after some time, the time bomb explodes. Anytime afterwards, at will. if we can direct the time bomb to explode in a particular manner. So these books are like that. Immediately, the person who takes a book may not read immediately. So the effect may not be felt immediately. But as you said, so many examples, after some time, it may take many years also. The book remains in the house, and after some years, somebody takes the book. So that is time bomb. After so many years, there's explosion, spiritual explosion. So these are some of the examples given by Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you.
Prabhuji, will you take some questions? Are you taking some questions? Or
Okay,
in fact, I have a question also, is a humble suggestion also. You gave wonderful examples of Prabhupada's books and its effects on the people. You just see after this class, so many people, particularly the youngsters, students, come to temple, take darshan, and they don't know what to do with the time available for them. They just spend their time watching YouTubes or WhatsApps in the temple itself. So can we provide them a facility to read this transcendental literature? I hope you understand my
facility
question.
means library, you're saying?
Exactly.
Acha, acha.
Or will you allow somebody to provide this facility in the temple so that these people can be benefited?
Yeah, I think, yeah, it is possible. We have to discuss with our STMC.
Yeah, will you please help
Yeah,
me in doing this?
Juhu, there is one library where
Yeah.
they have very Pune also. So, yeah, it should be possible. Yeah.
So, in fact, I'm ready to provide this facility.
It's a books.
Yes, the library itself, even the cabin, everything, all
Acha,
that,
the inside chairs and tables.
everything, everything.
Okay, okay. Definitely will consult STMC and come
In
back
fact,
to
I'll
you.
be very grateful to you if you come back to me on this issue, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hari Bol. Okay, any other one question? Anybody has? Okay, we'll end here. Thank you. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samveda Gaura Bhaktavinda ki jai. But one thing is that devotees keep a bookstall generally. So those who come, generally they get the opportunity to purchase. We have an exclusive bookstall. So people who come generally, they can approach them. Otherwise also in the courtyard also they keep that bookstall. Hare Krishna.
Actually, what happens, Prabhuji, if I get a taste of these books, they will buy also.
Yeah, yeah.
So we need to provide them that sample taste. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, correct.